Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode, a really special episode of Baggage Claim, A Journey into Mental Illness. I'm Katrina.
I'm Julia, and this is a look at mental health in today's society and how you live with it.
And I'm Mel, and we're here every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern, live. And we want to remind you that we are mental health patients and not mental health professionals. So if you are feeling triggered or needing help, go ahead and reach out to the people in the bio underneath. And tonight there's a recipe in there. Ooh.
I wonder what we're doing with that.
I wonder. We're all staying here in kitchens, so.
True.
Tonight's a very special episode of Baggage Claim. We're going to be baking with you, or we hope you'll be baking with us. And as we get ready for the holiday this week, we wanted to do something that would help us cope with, therapeutic skills. And we thought, what better than to bake around the holidays? We're going to be baking with you tonight.
Yes, I can't wait. I love baking. It is so therapeutic.
Yeah,
you
go.
No, go.
No, you go.
I think that this is a time that we should kind of just say something about why we wanted to do this episode and kind of why we're grateful. I mean, this is Thanksgiving coming up, and some of us can't all be together. So I really just wanted to do this episode because, again, I think Julia's right when you say that it's therapeutic. And I thought it would be fun. Like, we've never done anything like this. I think it's important to kind of take a step back and not always talk about mental health, but kind of learn how to get around it. And I'm grateful for all of you, by the way.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I think especially when it comes to cooking, especially when it comes to baking and the precision required of baking and the attention required, that you have to be so mindful when you're baking. And practicing that mindfulness is something that really helps me get through stressful situations. And the holidays can be so hectic and busy and dealing with family situations, and this year with COVID situations. And so I think I wanted to do this show to bake, to get into that mindset of mindfulness and how I want to approach this whole holiday weekend. And I am really grateful for these two ladies standing here with me tonight, my co-hosts, Mel and Katrina. I'm so grateful for both of you and for all the joy you brought to my life through this show.
And talk about therapy. It's been great. Thanks for all the free therapy, guys.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I wanted to do this because we talked about a bunch of it on and off for a while, and we talked about kind of getting out of just the sitting setting and showing people how we cope and what kinds of things we do. Katrina and I have talked a lot about baking, and then Julia has jumped in and she had this great recipe, and I'm like, yay. And I just think it's one of those things where, like, baking helps me a lot, and just for some of the reasons that Julia said, but also just baking and cooking are kind of my zen place. I take it very personally sometimes because I do get very serious about it, but also it's a place where I can go relax and not care at all, and baking especially. And also a lot of my baking in the past has helped people because they enjoy sweets, and I used to, I baked cheesecakes for our restaurant for a long time, and
just sinful things like
there's something so fun about when you give someone something that you cooked and they enjoy it, like especially desserty stuff or sweets. I had some friends who used to call me the dessert fairy because when I would have like flubs that couldn't be sold, we would drop them off because they were our neighbors. We would drop them off at their house. It was like, well, I've got this brownie with raspberry frosting that is just too ugly to sell, so can you guys take it off my hands? The only caveat is it's 11:30 at night and I have to drop it off to you. It's like, yeah, drop it. Just do. So I think it's fun to, and then, so that's the sharing part, but especially with you guys, we talked about how it was like canning with my sister, and it was like, let's bake together and let's do something that's really fun and have some camaraderie. This is one of those unique things you get to do online. It's like a lot of people, you can watch movies together, you can play video games together. We're going to bake together. And I completely agree on the therapy. I am grateful to have found this show, and it's so weird how things come to you and turn into something so awesome. And then we have this awesome, we've got a whole bunch of our, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. All of our pals in here. Kia, Joseph, Lucas is here. Welcome. And it's the little group of people that's coming along with us and starting to enjoy these things. And that, like, it's not just about the slog. There's all these fun things we can do too. And I love baking. Absolutely. My house smells like apples and spices.
That is one great thing. So today we're going to be making an apple cake in honor of fall and Thanksgiving. We're going to make something that smells like fall and Thanksgiving. It's an apple cake. And when you make this thing, your house will smell so good. You won't want to leave your house for days. It'll smell so good. So with that, I think we should get started with our apple cake recipe. We're going to flash the recipe on the screen. Now, this recipe is from a website. I didn't make this recipe up. This is from a website called riannesrecipes.com. This is Rianne's recipe, and I've made it several times, and it's very delicious. And it's simple to make. It's a one-bowl recipe, which is great. And it's vegan and gluten-free, as mentioned, but you can sub out things if you don't need to be vegan and gluten-free. And it's pretty easy, so we should dive right in.
It reminds me
before
for
we get
people
started with the actual ingredients. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying it reminded me a little bit of, for people who are familiar with either zucchini or carrot cake styles, it's a similar vein as that, where you're getting but it's better because it's apples and they cook better and stuff. So, you know, it's not as dense as those vegetables. But when I looked at it at first, I was like, oh, so this is like, sort of, it reminds me of like a carrot cake, all the prep, even though it's, you know, better because it's apple and it smells amazing. I like carrot cake, nothing against carrot.
So before we get started with the ingredients, I just wanted to show you guys, we need to grease our pie tin or pan, and I'm using a vegan shortening. It's actually an organic superfood, so it has a bunch of great stuff in it for you. We're just going to be placing some parchment paper on top of it, but still, if it goes through the parchment paper, you know that you're getting lots of good stuff. So what I do to grease the pan is just take a small, narrow piece of parchment paper and dip into my shortening with that and just rub all around.
Wait, should we go through the ingredients first? Did we go through the ingredients?
Okay, hang on though, because that is awesome. I have never used
the ingredients.
I've never used parchment paper like that before, Julia. You just blew mine.
It's like a light bulb. My favorite.
I have a whole thing of parchment paper in here right now. I did the kind of jerry-rigged shortening. I did the spray and flour thing tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I needed all my pie pans for apple and pumpkin pie. I only have enough, so I had to use a bread tin for mine tonight.
It's gonna be good no matter what. Actually, that might be perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I like about stuff like this. So you can I'm doing more of a pound cake style. But it looks, instead of a round cake, it's more of a loaf cake.
You just want to rub the bottom and the sides and get them well covered with shortening.
Hey, I'm
whatever
like
you're using for
Julia.
nonstick.
Well, and I just used butter, but you know, whatever floats the boat here.
The thing called for coconut oil in the recipe, so you could. What called for is coconut. Let's try again. It called for coconut oil in the recipe, so you could grease the outside. You could also grease the pan
with coconut oil. Yeah, that's true. Here, I'll go through the ingredients.
We've never done this before, you guys, so bear with us.
I mean, this is like a bootleg cooking show here, okay? This is nothing to
pirate cooking.
Like, we're gonna barely get through it, okay? But we got this. All right, ingredients. 1/4 cup coconut oil or sub olive or vegetable oil.
I went with vegetable.
I went with coconut. 4/5 cup unsweetened almond milk or any other plant-based milk. 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar. which is actually very important. I just want to put that out there. 8 tablespoons of date syrup or maple syrup or any other sweetener, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon ground ginger, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, a pinch of salt, 10.66 ounces of grated apple, which is 2 medium-sized apples. But Julia would tell you to have more apples.
Apple like the one that Katrina has.
But I just want to add, Julia would say have more apples, not that amount. Right, Julia?
I add 4 apples, but if you want to follow the recipe, it calls for 2. Okay. I like to be extra appley.
And if you're mathy like me, it comes out to about 2 cups of apples, roughly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was. You guys would have laughed at me. I was in here converting with my Google, like how many ounces?
What is this? 1 1/4 cups ground walnuts or other nut. 1 1/4 cup gluten-free flour or plain flour, not gluten-free. 2 heaped teaspoons baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon baking soda.
Wait a minute.
And just to reiterate,
baking powder
Katrina went through all the
Well, I went through the ingredients, so now maybe
went through all the ingredients. But I wanted to just say that the reason that they call for date syrup, even though you can use maple syrup, which I'm actually going to be using maple syrup tonight, but the reason they call for date syrup is because it has a thicker and nectar-like texture that makes the cake taste a little like molasses, and also has an amazingly rich flavor. So there is a reason that they call for date syrup, but you can sub in maple syrup.
Yeah, I'm using honey.
Ooh, that will be good.
Because that's what I had for that kind of thing in my house.
Any sweetener, they say. Any sweetener.
Yeah, I've been on a honey kick this year as an alternative sweetener, and I was using it because when everyone was doing bread making, and I just jumped on in that, and instead of using
that bandwagon.
Yeah, totally. Well, it used to be a thing, so when everyone was talking about it, I was like, I should do that again. So when I did it, I started using honey instead of sugar to wake up my yeast. So I was feeding them honey, and it made for a really solid. I made a oat bread. So I ground up a bunch of stone ground oats into a flour, because you can make flour out of literally anything you want to. You can just use your food processor and flip it into flour.
Which I just found today, this thing called a food processor. And let me tell you, if I had room in my kitchen, I would want one. They are amazing. But the thing is, I don't like to do, they get dirty and you have to, just, anyway. Okay, so Julie, do you want to walk us through the instructions of just making it, and we can all do it together?
That reminded me when Mel said that about using honey instead of sugar. That's the great thing about this recipe is there's no sugar in it. Only what comes from the syrup or honey or date syrup that you're using. That's the only sugar in it. There's no added sugar.
And the
apple,
is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. No, this is a great recipe because you can
I'm excited. Let's get baking.
Oh, I have to preheat.
Okay, so first we're gonna stick. So the reason that we put that shortening on in our pie dish is to make the parchment paper be able to stick down really nicely when we put the parchment paper in that we're going to pour the batter in eventually. So as you can see, that just held my parchment paper down perfectly.
Is that
so that
Blair?
Everything goes in perfectly evenly.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm just making fun of Blair right now. He's cute.
We're checking the comments occasionally.
Oh.
Banana pudding, huh?
Okay. Wow. So let's get started.
Okay, cool. I'm ready. I hope I have all the ingredients. Okay.
So first we want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes.
First you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We already greased our baking tin, so now we want to place the coconut oil. So if you're using coconut oil, it will have congealed. If it's in your cabinet or your fridge, it will have congealed. So you want to take out the coconut oil and either hold it over boiling water or
Which is what I
microwave
did.
it. I just microwave mine too. It's easier.
Oh, I
and
boiled
faster.
it. I boiled it in
Oh,
water.
you did. Go you. Go
See?
you.
Man.
So
I use
and then
vegetable
once it's
oil.
nice
It's
and
melted.
melty. Okay, so we're gonna dump our
Okay.
coconut oil in the mixing bowl.
And what was the amount again? Oh, wait, let me look. So I'm doing this live, guys. I'm doing it live.
It was 1/4 of a cup.
I have
1/4 of a cup.
Yep. I have
Okay.
a 1/4 cup.
Okay. Can you get? Oh,
Okay.
the camera can see it. This is a good shot. I got a good shot. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Then we're gonna add the milk. I'm using, now you can use any kind of plant-based milk if you're vegan. I'm using oat milk, or you can use, dairy milk if you're not vegan.
Oh, sweet. I'm using oat milk too.
What do you use to mix it? Like a spatula? What should I get? A spatula? What?
A whisk or a spatula.
A whisk or a spatula. Okay. Forgot that. Okay, got the milk. How you doing, Mel?
I'm doing awesome. I'm using oat milk, so I feel
perfect. I'm just
awesome.
using regular milk.
You want to add in your apple cider vinegar?
Oh yes.
Cider vinegar.
I pre-measured everything because I didn't want to make a giant mess.
Okay, wait. So what's the measurement of that? What do we got here? Again, I'm live, guys. I'm live. 1
apple cider
tablespoon.
vinegar.
Okay.
There we go.
1 tablespoon.
Much better. Oh, I'm in the dark. Now I'm in the light. There we go. Okay.
Done.
Oh, that's apple cider vinegar I have.
And you want to add in your syrup, whatever kind of syrup you're using.
Oh, okay. And that was 6. Wait, let me check. Guys.
8 tablespoons, which was
8 tablespoons.
Which was also how did I get this? It was not about a quarter or a half a cup, not quite. It was like 3/4 of a cup, I believe. Okay. Wet.
I definitely think it needs a whisk. It's a.
I don't know. Once you get the flour and stuff in there, it's hard to say.
Oh, that's true. Okay. I won't switch over then because I was going to.
Just wait and see. See what you think when you
You're
get
right.
there.
I don't want to dirty any more dishes than I have.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah. I'm baking tomorrow too. You guys are my inaugural
Oh my
baking.
gosh, I am too, Mel. Okay.
Yeah, I was really excited because
What are you guys making tomorrow?
I'm making apple and pumpkin pie. I was really excited because I was like, oh, my first baking this year is with you guys first.
Mel, I'm making that as well, and Blair's making banana pudding.
Banana pudding. I was getting that from him. I'm not a huge fan of bananas. I wish I liked them, but I never have. But they're so versatile. It really bums me out. It's one of those foods that I don't like that I wish I did. If that's a thing for anyone else. It's the taste and the smell, and it's not even a texture. It's literally even the smell, and it's so much that I can, like they make it because it's a thickener, and they're perfect. Bananas are perfect. They come in their own biodegradable package. They're perfect to snack on the go. They have tons of potassium, but I get that near one, and I'm like, ugh. It's been that way since I was a little baby. I can taste them in smoothies, even if it's a little bit. It's just a thing. Total
okay, wait,
bummer.
what's next, guys?
We all have our things.
Look at her stir. She's so cute.
Next,
well, I feel like it's kind of like this weird texture. Oh, I did that.
Wets with wet.
Vanilla extract. Okay, you did that. Okay.
You go wet ingredients with wet ingredients first, and then dry ingredients. Then you fold in the dry ones. You know what? You might be right about the whisk thing, though.
Oh my gosh, Joseph, he said, I love the smell of cinnamon pecans in the oven.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Doesn't that make you just... Oh, this past week I did mulled cider in my crock pot.
That sounds wonderful.
And you do it with like...
I'm sorry, keep going.
So you can do it in a crock pot on low in an hour.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
Okay, so
Next
now
we
it's
add
salt
the pinch of salt.
and the grated apple and ground walnuts. Okay.
Oh, I put the salt with my dry stuff. So the apple's next.
A pinch
Yes,
of
then
salt.
apples. Then
Oh, I'm sorry that you guys can like hear me
what
stirring.
did I say? What did I say? What was that?
Okay. Lots of background noise.
And then, so after the apples, the ground walnuts, which I'm using pecans, just FYI, guys.
And I am not
Because
using
you want to know.
Fine.
nuts because I'm nuts enough and we don't need more. No, wait, no. I'm just not
So
using
as
them. I
far as
wasn't
the
feeling
grated
it.
apples, I just wanted to show there's two different options for
Oh, no.
how you do the apples. If you have a grater, like so, you can
Smells so
grate
good.
them against the largest setting, and you just want to go really quickly up and down, up and down.
Nice. Or you get a fancy
Go,
machine
Julia,
like
go.
Katrina.
Go, Julia, go. Yeah, or you just get a food processor and you just.
So that's how you would grate the apple. Or you do that, or you can chop the apple, which what happened to my knife?
I would legitimately watch a cooking show that Julia did, though.
Would you just be memorized? You'd be like, yeah.
So when you chop it,
Oh, she's good at it.
You want to go long ways down the apple slice, so you're slicing it vertically. And then
We can't really see what you're doing, but you're explaining it very well. I just want to say.
thank you. So you want to slice them until they're really narrow, long slices, and then line them all up and chop them into little cubes.
There it is.
So, Julia, is that what you did? Did you cut them into cubes?
I did half and half. I did half grated and half. And also when it comes to the apples, I used half red Fuji apples and half green Granny Smith apples because I wanted a mixture of sweet and tart. The Granny Smith being tartar and the red apples being the sweeter ones.
I did Honey
so
Crisp.
I did 2 and 2.
That's what I did.
I
Honey
did
Crisp.
whatever Costco had, and they were huge, FYI.
I did Honey Crisps and Granny Smiths too. Granny Smiths are really good. Like if you need the tart apple added, that's the guy. Is that Granny Smith?
This is what it should look like, guys. Yum. Okay.
Have you guys put your dry ingredients in already?
No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Here's all the apples. So mix your apples in.
Oh my God, Kia said cat is live, guys. In all caps, exclamation point. And I feel like, yes, that is my move tonight, girlfriend. Let's do it.
You're my favorite. You're adorable. I love it. You're the best.
Let's talk about mental health, baby. Let's talk about you and me. See, and Kia agreed with me. She knew what I was. You know, girl. You know. She knows.
Okay. So now when it comes to the dry ingredients, the flour, baking soda, and the baking powder, we want to whisk those together by themselves first.
Okay.
So that they get mixed up together. So I have my flour. I'm using gluten-free flour because I'm gluten-free, but you can use regular all-purpose flour. And you take your baking soda and your baking powder, which is my baking soda and my baking powder.
Sorry about that.
And then mix it up.
Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm a little behind here.
already sifted
2
everything
heaped
together.
teaspoons baking powder. I love how they say that.
It matters. That's how you get it to rise and stuff.
Okay, so like I'm heaping it.
Heap away.
Keep it, baby.
Heap it.
Keep it.
Heap it. Okay, should we add like the cinnamon and doesn't
Dry
it call for
We'll
ingredients.
have
that?
that in just a second.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Julie. I'm sorry.
We can just add that in. So add the flour and baking soda and the baking powder. Stir that all up. So times like when you're stirring things, mixing things, that's a great time to practice mindfulness and just focus on exactly what you're doing in that present moment and staying
Well,
really
you know,
present.
that's
you
a
don't get it
great
all over the
point
counter.
because I was just practicing that as we were not talking. I was going into a mindfulness state.
Me too,
That's
because I didn't
excellent.
want to get all the flour and apples all over the. I'm kind of a klutz, and I tend to get things everywhere. This might be the. I'm not going to say it.
No, don't do
So
it. Just
I'm
kidding.
trying to focus on getting it all over the counter like I usually would be doing. I have to remind myself to slow down and focus. That's why baking is very good for that, because you can't just
Dry.
can't run around crazy with baking.
Okay, now we want to add in our ginger.
And I just want to say that I use actually nutmeg.
Are you ready for the
I know-
ginger, Katrina?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah.
You said you use nutmeg?
I use nutmeg.
I used allspice.
Julia, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. You didn't respond. I don't know.
I said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
I used nutmeg and cinnamon and allspice because that was handy for tomorrow. And clove, a little bit of clove because I'm a big fan of clove. But only use a little bit because a little bit.
Hi, Lyric.
So add that in.
Oh, Lyric's here. Hi, Lyric.
Hi, Lyric.
I'm glad you guys are all here. I hope you're enjoying our
Julie.
silly baking.
Julie, did you just mix the dry into the wet?
I just put my ginger in the mixing bowl. Yes.
Okay.
And now I'm going to put the cinnamon in.
Should have gone with a slightly bigger mixing bowl. I was trying to get fancy with this clear one, but not going to feel very fancy when the apples are over.
I mean, you can't. No offense, we can't see you.
I know I'm in the dark. It's awesome. Wait,
Yeah.
I'll come back. Hi.
It's okay.
Oh, and this is also
Now,
good time
at this
for
part,
dog people. Apples are one of the things that are holiday food that you can give your dogs. So it's one of those times because you're not supposed to, I know that we have dog people here who know that you're not supposed to give your animals skin and grapes and all that jazz and garlic. But apples is one of the ones that's on the okay list. And I know that because earlier Bob actually helped me grate my apples earlier because he's an awesome husband. And a few of them may have fallen into the dog's mouths.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, it was really nice. He's like, why don't you eat dinner and I'll
that
do
same thing
it.
happened with my dog.
Yeah, the accidental apple falling into their mouth situation.
My dogs had the same mouth situation. Yeah.
Oh, weird. So it just happens sometimes. It just falls right in there.
Those little puppies, I tell you.
You want to make sure you're stirring really well. And if it's looking too dry at this point, you can add a touch more milk. But if it's not, then don't bother with that.
No, mine does not need any more wet. It's definitely. I may have mismeasured.
I think I mismeasured. Mine's like really watery.
I bet it's the apples.
What do I do?
You're good. Or put a little more. I mean, if you want to put a little more.
You still have to add nuts.
Yeah,
no, I added my
You still have to add your
nuts.
nuts, right?
No, I added them already.
Did you add your flowers?
Yeah, and look at it's really. I don't know. I think I did it wrong, guys.
You did it.
Can you see it?
Oh, that's not watery at all.
No, it's really water. It's really water.
That's not as watery as mine. Mine's waterier than yours. You're good. I think
Okay.
you're good.
All right. This is fine. It's good. Everything will be fine.
Don't start having the self-doubt thing.
So add your nuts.
That's when baking goes wrong. Is when you start having the self-doubt and getting mad at yourself.
I know, but you guys, it's really watery. I got to get my pan.
Stir it more.
Okay.
Stir it a little more.
My pan.
It's gonna be okay.
We'll see. I don't know.
I think that you are having.
I should have strained the apples. I didn't even I
didn't strain my apples, so we're both doing the same thing.
Okay.
No,
Julia, did you? What?
No, it's supposed to be watery. It's supposed to be watery. Because it's like this is sort of like a pudding cake. Like it's a very soft cake.
Oh, okay.
Very moist.
It's like carrot cake.
Not a typical cake batter.
Got it.
Because apples are super anything.
So this is what mine looks like, guys.
Oh, so you're fine. I think it's perfect.
Should I add nuts to the top? Do you add nuts to the top?
You didn't stir in your nuts yet?
You can if you want to.
No, I did. I did stir in my nuts,
right,
but should I add whole ones?
Do you want to eat whole ones?
Sure. I like nuts.
Yeah.
Don't overdo it. You're gonna get upset at yourself.
Okay.
No, on the top like a decoration.
Yeah, like
okay.
exactly.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, you've already got your stuff in your pan. That's why.
Yeah.
I have not poured my stuff in my pan yet. That is probably why.
I'm ready to go to the oven.
Okay, now we want to transfer. Katrina, you got ahead of us.
Oh, shit.
Now we want to transfer the
sorry.
mixture into the baking pan.
Okay, see, this is my
You
problem.
just ran ahead.
This is my problem. Thank you, Julia, for pointing it out.
You wanted us to wait for you. You wanted us to wait for you while you were measuring.
Right. You're
Stay with the group, Katrina. Stay with the group. You're the one that's running off all the time. I'm like,
okay,
you have
so
to come
now
back and
pour
stay
your
with the group.
mixture in.
Oh, okay. Now I do think mine's a little watery, but it'll be okay because it'll evaporate. Because vegetable and fruit cakes have a lot of moisture in them because of vegetables and fruits being incredibly slimy, having huge water contents. I know this from having to make vegetarian pizza.
It smells, you guys, really good.
It smells so good in here. Oh my god!
And
I can't wait to cook it. Just because it'll make it smell so much better. Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. This stuff always smells 10 times better when it's cooking. That's one thing about Thanksgiving I think that is the best. All the like desserts and cakes and stuff have the most fragrant stuff because you get the gingers and nutmegs and clove and stuff, and so your house just smells like that.
Cinnamon. And apples.
It's all the best.
We have lots of
fragrant
cinnamon
stuff.
in this recipe.
That's why I love
all this recipe has apples and cinnamons.
I like it because you can like go to whoever. Like some people like a lot of cinnamon, some people like a little cinnamon, some people like in the middle. Cinnamon's fun to experiment with as a spicy spice, not just a dessert spice.
Absolutely.
It's fancy.
Okay, this takes 30 minutes to bake. I'm gonna see if we can try. I'm putting mine in the oven, guys.
Now it actually takes longer than 30 minutes.
Oh no!
The recipe says that it takes about 30.
Oh,
the recipe says that it takes 30 minutes, but in my experience, it takes about 50 minutes, 50.
Oh wow!
So it takes a lot longer than 30 minutes. But you should. I always start testing it at 30 minutes, and to test it, I dip a skewer into the center. And it should come out clean. If it's not clean, then it's not done. And also the top should be like spongy, like it should spring back. It shouldn't stay in when you press it. And that's when you know that it's done. But it takes about 50 minutes. But everyone's oven's differently, so start checking it at 30 minutes.
Okay. So like 9 p.m. ladies. Also, Joseph, I've seen people, I think, put cinnamon on ribs, and I think, yeah, totally.
Yum.
Yeah, I know. It
Cinnamon and espresso rub. Cinnamon and espresso rub on pork rib.
I went to college in Cincinnati, and there the big thing is to have chili with cinnamon in it,
Mm-hmm.
and served over spaghetti. So you have chili on spaghetti with cinnamon.
Chili mac.
It's really interesting.
It's a Midwest staple I've learned about. Especially, it is more Ohio, the cinnamon, because there's a spot in Toledo that we go to when we go down there for shows and stuff that actually has the chili you're talking about. It was the first time I'd ever tried it. But chili mac, that's what it's called when you put the chili over the noodles, is a Midwest thing. It's big. It's very big here.
I never heard of it.
Cased meats, cheeses, and then mixing of many of the two. Like, I've never seen more Coney places in my entire life than here.
That's crazy.
It's amazing.
So you want to put the ravioli in the oven.
Oh, it's so good.
And then, as far as topping for this lovely dessert, you could do a couple different things. You could do a cream cheese icing if you wanted. That would be really good on it. You could eat it just plain, which I've done before, which is delicious plain. Or you can do a custard. And that's what I did. That's what I did for the one that I'm going to show you in just a moment.
By the way, you are totally springing this on us.
Now this custard.
Oh, we did not know about custard. We did not know.
It was on the recipe.
Oh.
That's okay. I knew that Julia was planning ahead.
This custard is on the link that provided in our page here. On the link, this custard, there's a link to it, and you can order it. And it's great. It's vegan, it's gluten-free, and it's completely sugar-free. You add a bit of sugar to the recipe, but there's no sugar already in it. So it's a very clean custard, and you can make that for your topping if you like a custard topping on this spongy cake, or you could eat it plain. It's up to you.
If you have a
plain... to make this...
Oh, go.
To make this, you just follow the instructions on the canister, and you just mix 2 tablespoons of the custard with 2 tablespoons of sugar in a saucepan. You measure 1 pint of milk, whatever kind of milk you want. It can be vegan or not, and you just stir it to a boil, and just keep stirring it continuously, really fast. And then this is another opportunity to kind of have the therapeutic effects of baking while you're just standing there stirring, because you have to stir it continuously for a long time. My hand was getting tired. I had to stir for so long. And then it will just thicken. And that's it. That's all you do to make it. It's really easy. So I can show you what this looks like. The cake looks like completed and with the custard added too.
Yes, I'm gonna full screen you and let's show that.
If you use plain Greek yogurt or vanilla Greek yogurt and mix them with powdered sugar, holy cow, that looks beautiful.
Here's the cake. It came out really good. It's really tasty. And you can see the apple chunks. I don't know if you can see it from there, but you can literally see the apple chunks in it. How apple it is.
Yeah, I should have done some chunks. That looks so good.
Looks beautiful,
then
Julia.
I'm going to put some custard on it.
Ooh, are you going to taste test for us?
Oh, she
like
has
a real
sure.
cooking show? Oh, hoo-hoo. Yes.
Nice.
We're legit now.
Well, we were legit the whole time because we had Julia leading this. So.
Too legit to quit.
I love that I just have it on our kitchen right now. But
it's perfect.
She's going to come back, so.
It's a nice kitchen, though. She's got a perfect setup there.
I know. It's like a great
shot. It's adorbs.
Ooh, you could do a blackberry melba. What's a melba as a topping, too, Joseph said. What's a melba? I should look that up. I will.
I don't know.
Sounds yummy.
I know, right? Oh.
Blackberry on apple sounds amazing.
It really does. Yeah.
I have plain Greek yogurt that I stir up with vanilla and powdered sugar, and it makes a pretty good. It's sort of like cream cheese frosting-esque without being actual cream cheese.
I mean, now that I think about it, it could be great with a caramel topping.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's not vegan or probably good.
Oh yeah.
I think I have some caramel topping in there.
Oh, it's like a thick sauce. Yeah, that would be delicious.
It would be very good. You used to like a coffee cake.
Yes, drizzle it on. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I like a thick sauce.
Uh-huh.
Also like preserves or something in that vein. That's Joseph's talking about. He says it's like a thick sauce, so it'd be like an orange marmalade, something probably. You could go crazy. You do like chopped chutney on top with some like spices
you
and
could really
crap.
do anything.
You could really get crazy. Julia's going to show us the most beautiful cake we've ever seen in a minute. I get the feeling.
Maybe. Well,
So
yes, but okay. Wait, I'm waiting.
It's like a reveal for us now.
I know. And I'm like on call to go full screen because I want everybody to see this.
No pressure.
None whatsoever.
Actually, there isn't. I think this is.
We really just made this show for us, guys. Okay, this show today.
That's what
is
makes
for
it
our
good,
mental health.
Katrina. She heard me tell her over and over. I was
cake with the custard
Beautiful.
topping.
How's it taste? Is it beautiful and wonderful?
So yeah, I'm gonna take a bite. Hold on.
Yes,
Delicious.
that looks so good.
I can't wait for mine to be done now.
Well, 50 minutes. I wasn't like into that commitment.
Well, now you have to wait, Katrina. Now you have to practice discipline and focus.
You're right. It's yeah.
You have to not eat anything else in the meat.
She's eating it. She's
It's
eating
really
it.
good, guys.
Now you're gonna
Oh.
really want it.
It's
It
so
looks
good.
yummy.
Looks so good.
Oh my gosh, it's delicious. Perfect for Thanksgiving. Perfect
That's my
for
favorite.
fall.
This has to be our thumbnail right here. This is like the prettiest picture I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, should I go back? Take a picture. Get her.
Look at her. I'm so thankful for you guys. It's so great. It's so cute.
Yeah, that looks so good.
This is really cool because I get to like
Custard
share
nice
this.
and warm.
Kia,
And
your
then-
jelly. I got it in the oven.
Yeah, me too. I have to wait.
Gosh.
I'm glad we're doing this together. Otherwise, I
Hi,
would be.
Matthew. Sorry.
It's good stuff. It's good. No, it's all right. You're supposed to say hi to the people that show up. That's the point. We want people to be here.
So
You
what
guys
are
do
you
have-
guys looking forward to and
Well, yeah.
what
are
not
you
looking
doing?
forward to about Thanksgiving?
Who's going first? You go, Katrina.
Okay, I'll go
I'm just having
first.
Thanksgiving with my Okay.
I'm
Go ahead,
so
Christina.
thankful I don't have to travel anywhere like that. I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah.
We have a family bubble where I'm at, and
Nice.
that's a wonderful bubble, and that's where I'll spend Thanksgiving. And I'm very lucky to have that. You know, a lot of people don't have that, so I'm counting my blessings this year.
Sorry,
No,
it's starting to smell
really.
really good in here. I got distracted by it's starting to heat up in here. I can smell it. We are gonna do a little quiet Thanksgiving at home, just us. We got a small turkey, and it's just the two of us because unfortunately we don't want to. I mean, one of my mothers-in-law works at one of the car companies, and Bob works in retail, so we don't want to risk somebody got exposed, none of that stuff. So what we're gonna do is actually, we've made my mom or my mother-in-law really familiar with Skype. And so we're going to do a Skype during Thursday. And it was cool because my sister and I have been doing so much stuff during the quarantine as a sub-result. I was like, why don't we do a Skype that day? And she's like, what a good idea. Because they're doing similar stuff. They also have a bubble. This is a weird one, though. This is it's Thanksgiving.
It doesn't even feel like
Yeah.
it's I can't believe it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this is the weirdest year for like it not feeling like a time that it is, but yet we're continuing to do all those things. And I think that's important though. I think doing stuff like this, doing alternative things to continue those traditions that we're going to need more now than ever. I think that's really important.
I agree.
What's Julia doing besides eating delicious apple cake that she
I'm just having Thanksgiving with my immediate family, the ones who live here, and well, not everyone, but the ones that I'm able to because of COVID be around. So yeah, we'll just have a very quiet Thanksgiving and spend time with the dogs, and maybe go somewhere, maybe go to a park or something like that. Get outside. It's been really nice weather lately, so enjoy some of that brisker air. It's not brisk because it's Florida, but it's brisker than it was.
Oh, it's nice.
And
yeah, it's nice.
and yeah, I'm looking forward to all the food, of course. And
I love Thanksgiving food.
I guess there's one thing I'm not looking forward to. It's just the inability to be around everyone that I would want to this year.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
agree.
Difficult,
I agree.
but it's necessary, so it is what it is.
I want to just bring up thank you, Matthew, for writing in, and he's thankful despite a very, very close call with his mom, and she's COVID free, and he can go visit her on Thursday, which is really, really wonderful.
That's awesome.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Congratulations.
And he's also thankful for hot dogs, and little hot dogs.
Those little hot dogs,
Agree.
man. Yeah. That's a good mom, so she needs some good love. It's good stuff.
Are we talking like, I'm going to do product placement here, but like little smoky little sausages?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
I mean, those are the general.
Hands down.
This either the sweet and sour or the barbecue thing. So you literally, like, if Matt would be happy if you, I kind of know this person, folks, in case you noticed. Hello, friend. If you set up we used to do this a lot, is like you set up the crock pot with the little smokies and you either put them in with barbecue sauce or with sweet and sour, like a Swedish meatball style thing. And you just stick them in the crock pot and leave them there. And they're kind of like the part of the appetizer time frame, the food you eat before you get like gorge yourself on food. Because there's like 18 courses to this ridiculous holiday.
That's awesome. I usually make them like pigs in a blanket with that. Like those are my favorite.
Oh, those are good too. Bob is a big fan of that. He kind of takes it to the next level because corn dogs are a big deal.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
You know what you would like is you take the little corn dog, the frozen stuff, then you take it and roll it out and you put them in there and you flip it over and make them into little bite-sized corn dogs. Yeah, you can do it DIY.
This is just really turning into a full-on cooking, like what we can make show. And I'm so hungry.
We've apparently moved past the vegan portion of the evening.
Yeah, on the little smoky.
I love how responsible Julia. She's like, it's vegan and it's good for everyone. I'm like, this is like the best thing ever because it's good for everyone and it's versatile. And then I'm like, cased meats and barbecue sauce.
We're awful people, Julia.
I think everyone likes the barbecue sauce for the little smokies, though. No, it's just an American thing, I think. We're just crazy for our weird appetizer-y things. Plus, if it's something that you had as a kid, it's something that, I don't know about you, but if it's something that your family did as a kid, even though, like, for me, I haven't spent proper Halloween in a, like, giant family setting in a really long time. But I still do onion dip and chips. And it's literally, you take the French onion soup mix and pour it in the sour cream or the yogurt and mix them.
So good. Oh, yeah.
Why is that stuff so good? It's like
Blair loves dips, so we're a big dip family here. We get dips.
Oh, yeah.
That's like...
Condiments and dip are a big deal here. Yeah. Big.
I love
My
it.
sister
Julia, what is big in your vegan household?
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm the only vegan, so my parents will be having the turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing with sausage. My mom makes this really good stuff, stuffing with sausage in it and stuff like that. And But I got this whole spread from Whole Foods where it's like,
Oh,
it's not pre-made, but it's like all put together and then you cook it. And it looks delicious. So it comes with a roast, a vegan roast. That looks really good. And then stuffing, that's vegan stuffing, vegetables, stuff like that.
that's
It
so
looks
cool that
really
you
good.
can get that, you know?
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
that's out there for people
Yeah.
because
Especially
especially
it's hard.
well, especially when I worked with kids and like epilepsy, there's a lot of science behind using the keto diet in specific medicinal ways for epilepsy control, and that is something that because it emphasizes brain health and elasticity with the protein situation. So under physician supervision, there are a lot of epileptics out there that utilize the keto diet for epilepsy controls and stuff. And so it's nice when you have the option now. I know when we flew overseas, it was really cool because we were able to get all kinds of options for meals. And I like that that's new. I'm not a stick in the mud about there being lots of options for everybody.
But it's nice.
Health is different for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you guys, what a weird year again. It's hard to get over it. And but I think there's some positives, right? Like Common Club came together. I think we should be grateful for that. Starting a community and bringing people together and starting our show and being able to talk about these things, I think is so important, and not just for us, but for a lot of people. And we should be proud of that. So,
Agreed. Julia, you have a question.
Definitely. No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Joseph asked, Julia, do you use pasta water in anything? Just learn that you can use it in vegan sauce. Oh, because it's starch water.
Yeah.
That is that's an old Italian trick.
I can see the comments. I'm on my phone, so I can't see the
Here,
comments.
let me
I can put it up.
You gonna put it up? I'm in there too if you want.
Okay, here we go.
She's got it. It says, Julia, do you use pasta water in anything? Just learned you can use it in vegan sauces. It's because of the starch. One of the ways
I haven't done that before. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Instead of putting oil or butter in your pasta, one of the tricks is leave a tiny little bit of that water in the bottom to keep your pasta from sticking because of the starch water that it boiled in. So that makes a lot of sense.
It thickens up your sauce, yeah.
And because it's got the wheat, the semolina that boiled off of it or whatever. That's an interesting one. Joseph is full of great ideas every week. Thank you.
Yeah, I would have never thought of that.
See, we picked up new friends this year too. I think that's important. Us and the people that we're talking to every week, because I didn't know you guys at the beginning of this year. And it's weird in a year like this to make new friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed.
It feels good.
I think we should add that we have some great shows coming up. I'm really excited about a lot of them. And I think it might have been Joseph said in the comments earlier, like you guys should do another show like this, during the holidays. We definitely are having that. So stay tuned. Shows like this are coming. I think it's important for us to take these mental health breaks, as we call them, and kind of refocus and just chit chat for a little bit.
Definitely. It's a nice break. I mean, we talked about mental health, but it wasn't the sole focus. We got to do something beneficial for our bodies and our minds and our souls.
And we didn't want to have a bunch of lists and what to do and what not to do because it's more fun to show people and have this time. And we do have some, actually, I'm really excited. There's a couple of really fun mental health break shows we have coming up too, along with some of our topics. And we have a special guest next week.
We do. Tune in.
Tease.
Like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate everything. If you ever want to be on this show, reach out. We love guests. I think we're actually going to have a guest that Julia's bringing on in the new year, which I'm really excited about. Like, it's just, people that are human, like we're just all human beings and we can all talk about situations differently. And I think that's what makes it special.
Yeah, we need some other perspectives on here, guys. So if you know someone or you yourself want, I mean, it's great and we love being here, but we also want everyone to know that we want to hear other perspectives than the three of us as well, because that helps everybody's mental health and the stigmas. We can talk to you about the stigmas that we deal with every day, but tell us about some of the stigmas that you're dealing with so that we can help raise awareness for all mental health and mental illness, not just us three in our kitchens kind of deal. So.
Yeah.
As many of you
and
as out there.
I would hate to have people to have this perception of like just three white women talking about
Exactly.
like you know what I mean? Like we don't want that like at all. We want every perspective. Anybody.
Yeah, as many as we can get. We just had to start our thing so that we could get it out there. And now, guys, we've done like
We want diversity.
Exactly.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
In a good way.
Would love it. Yeah.
Perspectives.
No offense to you girls, but yes, let's.
No, we all agreed on that, though. I think that we had that discussion somewhere along the line that we really don't want anyone to feel closed off, and it would be fun because it's hard. I mean, I think it's hard. It's hard enough to talk about it. I think it's hard for someone to have this is a weird setting. It might be new to somebody, and then you're coming on here to talk about something very personal. So.
Absolutely.
But we're here, so if you guys want to,
Joseph, we would love that.
Joseph, that'd be great.
One day he's Julia. He said, "Well, maybe one day I'll jump on," and we would.
That'd be great.
Absolutely,
we'd love that.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Face to a name, maybe.
With that, I think. Should we wrap it up? You guys?
Yeah, sure. No one has to stand here and wait for my apple to bake.
I know. I was just thinking that too. Like, do you really want to wait? No. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate all of you. Very much grateful for that as well. And we love being here. We'll see you next week. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Thanks for joining us on our special baking expedition. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Stay safe.